streaming. YouTube. And
Because then you'll be able to see it as well, Marshall.
my channel.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube. Right. And
Because then you'll be able to see it as well, Marshall.
okay, so that's the channel. Obviously, it's a minute or it's a couple of seconds behind, or something like that. I don't know what it is.
Okay. So, fine.
Right. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll bring up the channel so I can see exactly where you're watching it as well at the moment, so I know what's going on. My channel. There we go. Right, it's live. And let's wait for it to catch up to where I am. Okay, right. So on the right hand side of the screen, you've got a hide terrain object, which I've just created.
Yep.
Yeah, so that is about the same size as the trigger you've put on. Yeah, I think it's about 20 seconds behind this, so that's fine. Now with the trigger, you've obviously put that over to say clear all the objects in the area. So I'll just check that's right, clear, yep. So if I got rid of that, if I clear the triggers completely of the ones that I'll remove this object, remove that object, have a look.
Hey, when did the editor introduce that feature then? Has it always been there?
Yeah, a lot of things have always been there. So I've cleared it of the triggers other than your game logic that's there for obvious reasons.
Yep.
I can then drag this thing that I've just made over the top of it. Obviously, boom. And I can
Oh yeah, so you can see, Marsh, you'd still been able to place the hospitals and stuff, wouldn't you, inside?
Hmm?
The interior, you'd have been able to do the interior a little better.
Would I?
Yeah, because you can actually see everything there now.
You still can't see the hospital, can you?
No, you can't see the...
No, I think I can probably find the hospital, though. I'm sure I've had that somewhere.
Yeah, there should be in there.
So without knowing exactly what you've wiped off, and then I could just...
It was something like that, and that building to the side where the parking spots are. That's basically it, yeah.
Yeah, so that's...
And you can place as many of these down as you want and they don't impact performance like...
No, absolutely not.
I think that bin, I think that's what we put in, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I worked that out. Worked that out after. I think like you had one here, which, so for instance, I can delete all those there. Not that
The thing is, you know those characters behind, in order for people to spawn, we actually edit a file where we put a grid reference and then they spawn within an area that we don't actually place the people on the map like that there, because that's just a new feature we introduced. Now we can probably remove those bodies. Let me leave them there for now and I'll have to speak to Aaron about it.
Yeah, you probably need them for reference at the moment.
Like none of those are used. It just takes one grid coordination and spawns within a coordinate. So we might actually be able to remove those, but like I said, I'd have to speak to Aaron and see what he says.
I think, yeah, I've got a funny feeling you still need them because of your multiplayer server actually will need
Slots.
AI bodies, yeah, to do something. So I take it this is a building that's currently, oh, this is part of the hospital, isn't it, when it's spawned in?
Yeah.
What? Right, so I wonder if there is actually... So does that kind of look like the space that you normally have there?
Is that fence there? I don't think that fence is there, Marshall, is it?
What, this one here?
That white
Which
fence
fence?
around the edges, that isn't there.
All
At the back of the hospital, sorry, at the back. That white, like, picket fence, that there, yeah, that isn't there. That was gone.
right.
Picket fence.
whatever it is, you know, that
Oh,
wooden fence.
that was there.
It wasn't, because look where the car park is, the staff car park. That doesn't have a fence at the back. To the right hand side of the building there, where the car park is, that fence isn't there.
Oh, was maybe not. I don't know.
No, it wasn't there. It does need removing.
Alright, so that could be this.
Did you enjoy map building then? Is it something you just enjoy doing, relaxing? Because quite, you know, sometimes it's quite relaxing. But do you?
I definitely prefer map building. Yeah.
It's very therapeutic. I was gonna say, I've done some some stuff like this before when we made like custom cities and whatnot, and it takes a long time. But it's very therapeutic, very chill.
Yeah. Need a nice glass of wine or a
Yeah,
drink
exactly.
beside you.
That. So that's your staff car park then. Like that, is it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you spawn in that area behind the hospital.
All right. Okay. And then I'm going to take it. You're going to need.
Because we've always, the truth is, we don't like using triggers, but there was for us at least, we wasn't aware of this. You know, there was no other option. But now that there is, obviously that's.
So yeah, I mean, for the map editor's point of view, yeah, you've got these bloody black things that go millions of miles into the sky, but you can actually see. You can see what's going on around you. Although it's obviously absolutely probably difficult as hell for him to do it with the lack of the actual building being here.
But
Yeah, this was the hardest building to build.
I was gonna say, are you able to filter out those black things? You like once you place them, you don't see them, so you can just get in the building.
Not on the map editor, no. But obviously they don't show up in game. But no.
Right.
Yeah.
That's sort of looking like what we had, so it might be worth just trying that out, see what happens. Doesn't it, Marshall? I mean, it looks familiar. Now.
Well, that's one way to say it. I guess, yeah.
Kept the garden there at the front.
The hospital's been built like over a year ago, so I don't know it like the back of my hand as I used to. But yeah, it does look quite close to what I remember it.
That's like that.
There's a little bit of a bush missing there. Just on the left side, that area, yeah, just left. I think I don't know if there's a little bit of bush missing.
Yeah, I think there were bushes there before.
Yeah, no, I think
No,
that's
not there. Sorry, not there. Just to the left, at the front of the hospital. I think there was a bush patch missing. Yeah.
There. Hang on a minute. You'll let it catch up in a second. Catch up.
Yeah, there is. That is a. Not the left side. No, not the left side, because you can walk into that. The right side, I think it is.
I can actually check the hospital because I have it open on my side. I can check what was.
As in this bush bit here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see what we've hidden.
Yeah. Those little gaps there. Yeah.
That's easy. That's easy enough to replace. So.
Yeah.
Where the staff car park was, only the little fence is removed. The trees and the bushes are after that are still there. At least that's how we left it, yeah.
Let me just quickly grab this environment. Where the fuck was it? I know it's around here somewhere.
Well, I think it was hedge, or...
Yeah, was it hedge? Yeah, there we are. Yes, that's.
I think the last one you blocked off, the one that's showing now on the screen, was that one open? Because you could actually walk in there. It's like a little garden park, or is there another entrance? I think the one with the sign in and the benches is open. So that little bit of a bush doesn't need to be there. That I think you just included.
Alright, okay.
No, it was walk-in, yes.
A little. Go in and sit
Oh,
down.
I see what you mean. Okay, right, yeah.
Nice little park.
Mm-hmm. Level people, drug addicts coming out, injecting themselves in the park.
Perfect.
Nice.
How you see it? Okay, I see how it is. Donkey, please.
Yeah, just wax a little gate in, so it's.
So do you configure the properties on an object? I mean, if it's a bit delayed, do you configure the properties on objects as well? So some things like simple objects and those sort of things.
You can do. I mean, it's like.
We put everything to simple objects. It seems to have a massive impact on the performance if we keep them as simple objects because the server recognises
Not
them.
everything.
Yeah, not everything like doors and like gates and stuff. You can't do it with those. But like bushes and stuff, having them as simple objects massively benefits performance. We
I mean,
found.
Let me have a look what you've got. What's with the these spawn people, are they? The medic survive, yeah, medic 4, medic 3, medic 2, yeah, I guess it's spawn people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only issue I'm seeing with this at the moment is the fact that having this deselected, the enabled damage, doesn't always stop it from getting damaged. There is actually a code that you put in which will... Hang on a minute. Do I have this code written down? Which nullifies the object.
Okay. So, and this code, what just goes on the init line of every single object?
Yeah, basically.
Like
So
an effect
what's-
performance though.
Sorry, say it again, mate.
From B?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're having that code in every single object, is it gonna decrease the performance?
It's only called once, and that's when the server starts.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking long term, like if you're building a shit ton of objects, so that's obviously a thing set up.
Yeah, no, understandably. The if you build a shit ton of objects anyway, your server's going to slow. That's just always the case. But this line of code is actually a native Arma code, so it just it feeds with it, as to say, instead of wax it down.
And stuff, so, I mean, do you have how does it work though? When it's run on the server, does it run and then exempt things that we've set, or how
No. It will. Sorry, I'm just trying to find this. Is it this? I'm sure it's. I'm sure. Right, okay, I'll just try on this bin. 1 second. I'm sure it is. Double click that. I'm sure it's this. Allow damage false. It doesn't affect simulation, only affects damage. To answer your question.
Okay.
So sorry, Karen.
With that being on the init line of the bin, I mean, how does it work? So you have to, you only put it in the actual server itself. You don't have to put anything on the objects.
Yeah, you only put it. I mean, for instance, like I've got up now, which if it shows you in a second, I've got the properties of this trash container up.
Yeah.
And you only put it in the init there, and that's it. But you have to call that for any object you don't want to be blown up, screwed up. You know when a hacker goes on a server and they can go bang, blow up, and then literally your whole city will level.
Yeah.
Then this won't level ever. There's nothing you can do to it to make it level. It is literally a absolute static, solid, billion hit point object.
Okay, so the script would run at the start of the server, but each item that you wanted this to apply to would have to
have that script on, yeah. But when you're map editing, if you have been map editing with this code already on, you know, for me it's just natural now. Every object I make, I wanted to make all these bushes, all right. The first bush I would add that code in. I'd then copy that bush and then paste it.
Yeah.
So literally everything you build from that point has those properties. It's to say things like, I mean, at the back here you've got a medium net fence. Say somebody drove a car through it and then hit the helicopter that is on the medical landing pad, then you're buggered, aren't you? Yeah, if you set it so you can't literally damage that fence, you can't get through it, then it protects the helicopter. And allow
and what would be the script that needs to be run on the server then?
I'm just finding it this second. There is no actual script. They're all in each object. That as long as the map editor or whoever's map editing.
Oh, so you don't need to actually put anything in?
No. As long as you put this little line of code in every init that every object you do, that object is then like that.
Okay.
In fact, I think I have got that. This allow damage false. Yeah, I think no. Yeah, I did get that code right. Good. So that code that I've put into this one bin, this allow damage false, now means that it is completely and utterly indestructible. Yeah. So I mean that. The only thing I can see was this tree here. Sorry, you'll see in a second when it catches up. Come on, you slow bastard.
No, that tree shouldn't be there. No.
I don't think so. Oh. Right, okay. It's such an odd way of spawning people in.
What is?
The 6, 7 men. Is it 3, 6, 7? Yeah. It's a really old mechanic, that. And for instance, nowadays you generally do it like. Where is it?
The thing is, I don't know the ins and outs of the system. I mean, obviously you need the slot count. That's the only logical reason why, as to why they're probably still there. However, I know that the system itself is not using those as a spawning location. It's done through mission scripts on the spawn selector menu.
Oh, hang on a minute. They have done it. And empty respawn. Yeah, so they've got a respawn east on here. I can see how we set it up.
I don't. Hang on one second. Let me find out because I don't actually think we. I'll have to check. Just bear with me 1 second. I'll see if I can find out.
Why not? Okay. So, what's actually happening? What's the problem?
No, there's no problem. It's just having a look at how the actual spawn system works.
Oh, okay.
As in, like, because obviously he's got, obviously in the map editor here, you've got obviously the 7 people sat there, yeah? And then the 7 people, I guess, are related to the empty respawn east marker that's sat next to him.
That's because before we developed the teleport menu, if you would die, medics would spawn over there, and if you die, you'd basically respawn there. But now that you have the teleport menu, everyone spawns in Georgetown, because you can just set the coordinates to where you want to teleport
so these are now
afterwards.
absolutely useless to what the mission currently is,
well,
or
those use the slots, but I
But
think
the
respawn
the respawn is.
Yeah. So those units need to stay in.
Yeah, but I mean, what I can, yeah, okay. No, I get what he's done now. Yeah, so the units, including the ones over that are currently sat in Georgetown, do need to stay in because they are your multiplayer slots. But they can also be moved completely out of the area. Yeah, to the corner of the map, so they're not
posted anywhere. Doesn't matter because we use the teleport system anyway.
Yeah, and the respawn east and all that sort of stuff no longer is active because you've got your teleport system. Right, okay.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
What I would do is, once we've gone over the buildings and stuff, we could possibly look at just locating them somewhere. But where would you put them? That's the thing.
Oh, to be honest, far bottom left hand of the map. So, well, you've got a radiation zone there now, haven't you? I would literally go right to the deepest corner left in the black zone, and I would build just a quick static dock, you know, just basically a big square that they would sit on, and that's it. You know, no one's ever going to go out there. Nobody's ever going to want to go out there, and they're quite nice and safe because obviously they're still, when a player spawns in, they do kind of still take that body until you teleport them somewhere.
Yeah.
Yo, Maverick.
Yeah.
I seen you added something to the trailer. What's test donator system?
We just need to test it works with achieving the donator goal. So
Yeah, it's on the database.
sorry.
Tested it when we created it.
I thought we did. So if we have, we can just remove it.
Yeah, because you can set
Who
and
are
get the
you?
values.
Yeah, and does it affects all the shops and everything, doesn't it?
Well, I don't know if Aaron added it to his shop system yet, but yeah, the values are there.
Yeah, I know it did work, but I just wanted to run through one final test. But if that's the case, if it's in the shops and stuff, then that's okay. It's whether the whole automation should be there. That's the thing. I think does it have to be set manually or is it fully automatic? I think it's
Well,
automatic
we were
now.
going to set it for the website, weren't we?
Yeah, I think it's no, but I think it's auto. I think Caddo did something with it. I'm gonna speak to Caddo on Thursday. We can remove the card for now, and I'll speak to Caddo on Thursday and see what he's at with Zeus.
I don't think Kado made it automatic though.
Well, I'll have a chat with him and find out on Thursday.
Alright, cool.
Alright, cheers. You can remove it for now then.
There had to be a clothing store in my way.
Put it across the street. There's a supermarket at the end of the road, but that's staying behind the license plate anyway. So
Yeah, those two can. Has that been put in by you guys, the supermarket, or?
yeah. Not the building, no, just the shop inside.
Right,
We've tried using the default buildings where we
I
can.
actually just move him just there for a second. Good man.
But yeah, that's the supermarket there.
And then you do something like. be the way it is. 50, 25 square.
There's an easier way to edit the size. If you press 5 on your keyboard.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I knew that was around there somewhere, but I could never keep on finding it.
Yep. And you can just drag it around.
Brilliant. I've been looking for that. Alright. So, for instance...
Jesus.
Is this your food hall supermarket? Is that one of her signs?
No, it's not.
No, that's a default.
It's just a default sign.
That's
I
fine.
think if you get it quite close, you can actually remove the sign without removing the Oh yeah, you just did it. There you go.
Yeah, I just got rid of that bit. Oh, look, there's another one on the other side.
Without any performance impact.
Without any performance impact whatsoever.
Cool. I noticed something before. If you put down a hide terrain object, and then you put an edit terrain object inside of it, you can make a building reappear again.
Yeah, you can.
So that's kind of cool. Yeah. Okay.
These fucking signs.
I know they're annoying. I like them because they add a lot more visual, like a visual aspect to the city, but they're annoying when you're trying to do stuff.
Oh, this one's going to be a bastard. I'll get you from the other end.
It would have been amazing if they made it height.
Yeah, so you can drag it up and down.
Height, yeah.
Yeah.
If you drag it up, it would only move it whatever's on that level.
It'd be a nice city and they put trash on the streets. Bastards. Oh, there's another one. Yeah, but that kind of creates a bit more of a spatial area of doing certain stuff with. So, got a natural car park already set up there anyway. That looks rubbish.
I think there are the pathways. I think there's
there are other pathways. I'm just
curbs or whatever the hell they're called. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just playing around with these ones at the moment.
Oh, okay. Are you making like kind of like a Like a small stair, like a step.
Yeah, just kind of giving it a bit of a, well, kind of giving it a bit of a border, so I'm not fucking around with certain parts of that area. But
What about the grass?
oh, grass is easy. Grass, you can just get a grass cutter.
But does that add grass?
No.
No.
So what about all the
You can't
concrete?
edit a terrain like
Yeah,
that.
no, that's what I was thinking. So what about all the concrete? What would you do with that?
Concrete, you can't do anything with it. Generally, that's when you can start building things up slightly. So, say, you know, you're worried about the grass bit here, that's fine.
No,
We
I
can...
mean, I'm just thinking we'd want more. You know, if you could have more grass, I thought.
No, unfortunately, you can't.
Not unless you edit the map itself
No, exactly.
and change the textures.
So,
It would be cool if they added that into the editor, imagine. That would be mint.
let's say you wanted the grass to kind of move in with itself a little bit. Just...
Oh god, Mav.
What?
Yeah, we're thinking of they do offset to 4.2.
Yeah.
It's already 4.3.
Go straight up, don't we? Spoke to Carol about that actually, and I said we're going to talk about it on Thursday, so I need you to be there.
Okay.
What is that?
Bit awkward really, 'cause it's quite a slope, that isn't it?
It is quite a slope, yeah. So you've just got to sort of... I mean, I'm only doing something very rough here, you know, just like you're saying, there's grass there. So just putting in a couple of things just to, you know, to be honest, quite honest, likelihood is that out of all that, in the end of the day, I'm probably going to do something more of like put a building on top of it. So, oh, bing. Good. But what was it called? What was it called? Is it extension? No, add-on. Where is it? Oh. You bastard. Now, what I'm going to do, just take that a second. Open. Just another life. And this is the one that I'd been working on before I was told to come over and see your guys' ones. I've got a couple of
What's
things.
this? Sorry, this is...
This is, well, it was a server I was creating, but then they said, oh no, they've got a really good one being built, like life up from, or ground up over yours. So I was like, oh, fair enough. So I've just recently stopped work on this since I joined you guys. But, okay, so I can take some bits from it. Like you. And you.
How? Oh, that hospital's in by default on that map, isn't it?
Yeah, that hospital's default on this map. Okay, so oh no, that's not what I do. Okay, so
Get back.
It's hard as well with because when we design things, we sort of try you try and get it to look like or try and match up with similar buildings around the area. The hard thing is a lot of the oldest buildings like these, they're just so distinctively different, But the restriction on Tanoa makes it difficult as well.
yeah, don't worry, I will make it look right. There is ways of making it look right as long as you add things and play slightly around with some of the Tanoa stuff. It can look right. But yeah, the problem with Tanoa was a very unique on its own map. Obviously with its own sort of bits and pieces, wasn't it? So
I'm back.
welcome back.
Thank you.
Wait, Batman, are you a map dev or a, like a programmer?
I could do both, but
Okay.
I prefer map dev, to be quite honest. But yeah, I can do both. Tanoa was Apex, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Right. Let's get all you back. I still find it quite weird how they put the big office buildings into Noah. I don't think they look quite right to it.
I mean, so this space, I mean, what would you envisage it being useful then? As I say, you mentioned about a focal point. But what else do you think?
Vocal point, and sort of you'd want some shops around it, whether it would just be a general store, clothing store, something that's kind of, you want something that, your basics. Literally your basics. Nothing else, just your basics. Your simple stuff.
Because I mean, what we wanted people to do, one of the things we wanted to make the city look populated. So having the stores a little bit here and there in the town actually meant that people had to walk the streets or park up on the streets, and it sort of simulate that sort of town busy atmosphere.
Yep.
Instead of having everyone congregate in one small area. So that's why I think we've just tried to spread things out a little bit.
How many shops can you make? I mean, I noticed when I went on your thing, you had your low-end market cars, your high-end market cars. Can you do the same sort of thing with clothing and stuff?
Yeah. We have what you mean, like for example, a sunglasses shop.
Just even something that's like very.
Be as specific as we want it to be.
Yeah, because of what I can see is you've got, if you want to sort of do something like that where you've got all your stuff all over the place, that's really good, and you know it will look pretty cool. Have different shops, different things all over the actual city, but then every city also has a high street or a place where people congregate, which is true in any town or city. Obviously, is where your pubs and clubs and your shopping centres are. So although you've got all the high-end and probably the most useful stuff in all different places, you also want a small area where you've got people can go buy really cheap stuff. You know, whether it's just 2 different types of T-shirts that are shit, you know, but more hobo-ish. Because that's what you're going to get at this particular area, is you're going to get all the hobos coming in, aren't you?
Well, yeah, you'll have everybody starting off here. Until obviously you can start at your house and whatever. I'm trying to think. Because my personal opinion is that the location of that, I think it's going to be quite difficult or awkward, isn't it? With the slope in the terrain and stuff, it's going to be quite awkward to build it there. It's, you know, it's quite a big space to fill. That's the one bad thing. They've got these nice big towns, but they don't. All the parks are around the outskirts.
How about a smaller space like that?
Thinking. One thing we can do. Can we just check the hospital? Well, just make sure that when you spawn as a character, that all the fences and stuff are okay at the back, and just have a quick scour around to see what the situation is with that.
Where is it?
Your right hand side. There we are.
Yeah, no, I'm getting you the mission file. Is that what you want, the mission file to test it? Or?
No, just put a character in. No, just put a character on and have a look and see if it's
Oh, I think you'll find if I put a character on in this current state, it won't load because you do need the rest of the mission file. Because of what you've got is things in here calling codes, and when they're calling codes, they're calling codes for the rest of your files that obviously I haven't got. I've only got the SQM. So, for instance, this is asking to. Actually, a lot of that's been fine.
It's funny because I'm just trying to think of the best way of doing this now. Because I think what we should do, I think what we should do tonight is you just have a play around on that, and see what you want to do, and then from there we can go forward and decide. Sit down as a team and decide what we're going to prioritize, what we're going to do. So in the meantime, you can just play around and see how you want to.
Have a look at bring some ideas in, then can't I? It's better to do that than like what I was just showing you over there, which is
sort of a mess around map, if you like.
Yeah.
And then.
Because not being funny, anything like that can be if you say, you continued on with what you were doing, and then edited the mission file even further. Anything that I do on here can easily be copied and pasted over to the mission file if you decide you want it. So.
Well, yeah, we could. That's what we originally did.
Cameras. Have a look at your prison. Fuck me! Look at your prison.
What about it?
There's lots of it.
Oh yeah, it's big.
Is it? I take it. Is some of this a trigger, making things disappear?
Yeah.
Yeah. 90% of what you see is gone.
Alright, okay.
Like, well, not 90, but like maybe 80% of all the buildings, they're gone because we have custom placed ones. I think it's actually just one whole check over the whole area.
It is.
Yeah, it looks like it.
And then we just build.
There's a script you can run to. Oh, you can do that anyway. You can just change the trigger out, can't you? I guess.
Yeah, there's a script you can run, but annoying. You have to get the coordinates.
You've got that thing anyway, so you don't need it.
Get out, right, you bastard. Right, okay, it's just still like that.
If you aim at the corners, you can also rotate it.
Yeah, I got that. I was just trying to find it. Right, okay, so you've done a pretty big area here, so it's not really going to matter too much.
I mean, so just thinking about what you said now, multiple people are going to be map editing. What's probably best, if I'm dead honest with you, is Marshall, this might go for you as well, is so that you guys can develop simultaneously. Is if you just develop on the standard Tanoa map, and then we just copy and paste and merge them into the mission SQM. That's probably even easier.
That's how I do it anyway.
What?
That's how I do it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So that's probably even easier. Is I know you've got ours here, Batman.
Yeah, well, but that's perfect for me because of what I can do. I can see what you've already got, and then I can do my edits, copy that over to a brand new mission file, and then just send you the mission file, and you can copy and paste it into wherever you need to paste it to.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to do it that, we can do it. We'll work that way then.
As long as I've got a basis to start.
Go on.
No, as in this mission file. As long as I've got this mission file as a basis to start, so I see what you've already done and where things are. I know where I'm aiming at. So
I'm gonna make it a construction site for the next edition.
No, you don't.
Yes, I am.
We don't need a construction site. What we need is like buildings. But what we could do, I guess, what we could do is if we find a suitable if we find a suitable place where, say, for example, we want a casino, we could. I'm
gonna put it where the court was before. Well, the court. You know where the court was before?
Well, we need to decide where we're gonna build those things.
We already had it built before, remember? At the exact same pace. Wait, you can see my skin, can't you? Wait, no you can't, never
But
mind.
before we do that, what I want to do is just, make sure that we've got this mission up to date in terms of getting rid of the triggers and stuff. That's what I want to, before we do any new builds. I want to make sure the mission is up to date in terms of getting rid of those excess triggers and those sort of things.
I mean, to get it perfectly aligned, you can literally just copy the trigger coordinates and the trigger size and just paste them in.
Yeah.
Well,
There you
now
go.
Batman showed us what to do with that. Oh, hang on. Now Batman showed us what's this for, Marshall?
I was just gonna show you this location.
Now Batman's got that trigger
You're
thing
talking
on.
both.
What I could technically do is, because I have the latest SQM, is I can remove those triggers, put that thing in, and get the latest mission, and push that, so then we can start on the new builds. So,
No, all I'm building is local anyway, so I can just copy paste it. Not an issue.
Look at this horrible fucking looking airport. Ugh.
that's our fuel. Let's refuel up.
Oh yeah, I like the fuel thing. But it's the rest of it, look. Ugh. It's bland. Empty.
So you're okay now using that map as your sort of playground.
Yep.
Any new builds, we can just merge in. If there's any existing stuff that needs changing, obviously we need to look at that slightly differently. What I would say is there's in the next patch when we launch, when I make a commit and pull it, there's going to be a graphics in there, which is the feature coming soon graphics, which is an under construction banner. That if we find a suitable place we want to build something, then what we can do is we can flatten it and put that sign there with a crane and a few bits, and then as we build it, we can then introduce it into a later patch when we need it.
Yep.
Just so it looks like there's a bit of development going on, and that the economy's, they've got activity and stuff in construction. So
Go away, trigger.
Yes. Look. Oh, obviously not like this, but like. Second.
yeah, so it's little things like that that'll work. So what I will do then, Batman, is on our current mission, what you've just done there, I'll get all our existing buildings sorted on ours with that tool, and then we'll all have an up-to-date copy of the live mission with those in, and also the devs will have that as well, so we're all working off the same map, same mission and everything.
Yep, that sounds cool. What's the radiation zone about anyway?
Eventually you're going to be able to mine uranium there, and what we want is, you'll have to wear a special outfit. It's not in at the moment, but you can get the resource, but it's not really in at the moment. Nobody's going to be able to get uranium straight away. And you go on there, you farm uranium, you extract it, then you have to take it and process it and make various things out of it, and then sell it illegally. It's illegal though, shouldn't be doing it. So the border force are going to have to patrol those waters when eventually, people are doing that sort of stuff, gangs and whatever, because that's going to be the biggest money maker in terms of resources, or one of them anyway.
What's up with this guy I've just found? Oh,
Nothing.
oh. Why are you moving things? Oh, I see. This building's actually not there. Or is it there? It's really confusing.
It's got a place to build him.
It's just got a cash desk inside of a cash desk.
Yeah, there's nothing really on that though. That's the thing. It's just like a flat counter. So
I do
unless
like
you
that.
put a computer on there and remove the cash registers, which is an option. It's little things like little details like that we can come back and do again.
I like the plane.
Huh. Right, so, Marshall, it doesn't make sense for you to put that building in if we're not going to use that building.
So we are gonna be using a building that's big like this because the airport's about that size. We're gonna be using that one.
Okay.
Otherwise, the other ones are way too small. There you go. So a construction site. Materials at the front.
I mean, these things. What we really need to do, I think, is look at what we've got and decide who wants to do what and those sort of things.
Yeah, not what I'm doing. I'm just playing around.
Yeah. That's fine. We can sort that out tomorrow, though, can't we? We can go through that and sort that out tomorrow, and just decide who's gonna do what. The things with these construction sites, Marshall, there's no point spending a lot of time on them because it's only a temporary thing.
Yeah, I'm just placing down some things. Just hiding this because this won't be here. Remember the original one we made? This was all like removed. Save it like that. There you go, there's a construction site. Then you wanted red tape or something, you said?
Yeah. You have to block people from being able to get into it.
Oh, what was it
Well,
called?
no, you don't have to block them because if people go into it in the court, it's trespassing. So one thing we've got Batman in the laws is trespassing is one of the crimes. Now, if we've got these under construction areas across the map where we put the red tape around, and somebody goes into it, you know, whilst they're marked as under construction with the banner outside, then obviously they can get ticketed for it as well.
Yeah.
Plastic.
Hmm.
Would you be able to destroy them? So if you ram into it, because it is only plastic. I mean, no, it's not gonna stop a huge ass bus or something.
You can
How's
put
that?
that thing on it. You can put that script on it, Marshall, where you
Yeah,
can't
but
destroy
I
it.
kind of want it to be destroyable.
Well, there you go.
That
There's some things
Yeah,
that.
it's just a plastic like net, and if you destroy it, you know, you can be charged by the police for destroying like property or something.
Then you just have to put that sign down, don't you, as well?
Yeah.
And it's called that the sign for the construction is Jeepers.
Called Jeepers.
1 second. In data signs, dev signs. So let me get that. Copy. Marshall, is it backslash or forward slash? It's
I think it's backslash.
the
Check in a
JPEGs or
minute.
images, aren't they? The JPEGs.
Yes.
So that's the sign that'll be used on construction sites that we have across the map as we develop new features. Oh no, between dev signs and features it should actually be a backslash. Like that, really.
Oh yeah.
Right.
But in a second.
Okay. Well, do we want to hop back up to the channel and mingle with the other people? You've got that now, Batman. So what we'll do tomorrow, like I said before, is me, you, and Marshall will sit down. We'll get some things put on the Trello. We'll have a look at what we need to do first and prioritise them. And then if Marshall, you develop on your own environment, Batman, you develop on your own environment, then we can merge them into the mission and I can then submit the work to the developers.
Yep, no worries.
Alright, brilliant. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to hop back up, we can do.
Okay.
You want moving as well, Batman?
Yeah, please, yeah.
Alright, cheers.
Maverick.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
It's just
What about me?
Border Force 50 cal. What vehicle
I'm
was
just
it?
calling you a grammar Nazi that you hate my spelling, that you like to
The
torment
hunter.
me.
Oh, it was the Hunter.
I was in the hunter.
Batman!
they play all the time. It's fine. I've been doing a lot of.
Batman! Batman!
Oh my god, it's GTA Batman! Yes! Yes! Oh, buddy!
Oh,
Oh, love you, man.
I love
I
you.
brought him here. Thank me, fat man.
Never
He's
seen
followed
someone
my
so
leash.
excited.
Hey, Mav.
What?
Yes.
I'm
I was
his
just saying
future.
to these guys that how complicated some of the recipes are and the resources.
What, the bucket
Well,
of
maybe
water?
You've got a small brain.
The bucket.
very
You know the
I was gonna say,
you know the governor.
Mm-hmm.
You said beforehand
Already
that the guy
planning
stays.
corruption, by the way.
The government system, government system
Government sister.
isn't in yet. Yeah. But
Yeah, I was just gonna say. You said beforehand how the governor would get elected and stay governor for a week.
yeah.
Is that like week in game or?
Yeah, week in
Real
game.
Oh,
No, sorry, no,
in real
sorry, no.
life.
It's
No,
a week in real life. A week in real life.
Ooh.
The week of Akarashi's dictatorship.
And you can only be in for 2 terms at a time.
Consecutively, yes. If you're killed, then obviously you're expected for election to have a running mate. So if you get potted, then
Should
you've
they
got
be?
somebody to take over.
Potted.
Yeah, like,
potted.
I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
shot in the head.
Got in the
Actually,
head.
now that you mentioned that,
What,
what,
potted?
what happens, or like, what's the implications of the governor getting like assassinated or whatever? And can people like forcibly take over, or or does it just
They
start
won't be able
a
to
new
forcibly
election?
take over. I mean, in the
Military
sense
coup.
of they can't then become governor. But I mean, how we work and fine tune all this sort of stuff. Obviously, that's to be finalised. We have the ideas. I mean, obviously there could be coup d'états and those sort of things. But generally speaking, if you kill the governor and his running mate doesn't, his running mate would automatically get promoted. Now, if there is no running mate, which would be a bit stupid,
Body's dead.
then
Rip.
no tax changes can take place for the rest of the week. If the government's not got enough vehicles, let's say for example, I don't know, the police crash their Ghost Hawk, and they've not another one, they have to wait a whole week before till the next week when the new governor's in and ask him for money, so they'll be without resources. If the money runs out of the central bank, it means factions will not get paychecks. It means civilians will not get their welfare.
Cripple the economy, basically.
I mean,
Is your central bank a bloody office block?
the
Yes.
national bank is, yeah.
It's
At
an
the end of the
actual
day.
Well, you say it's an office block, but you've got to get through a few more things. I mean, you want to see some of the servers. I
As
mean,
a-
I was watching a video. Someone was in like an industrial shed.
What?
So yeah,
I mean,
as
they run
opposed
in and
to
they go to a grey box and it says gathering money. With ours, you've got to carry it without revealing too much. I guess you have to carry. You can only carry one bag at a time. You have to carry it, put it into a vehicle, come back up, get another bag, carry it, put it
Basically,
into the
welcome
vehicle.
to payday.
So it's a bit like payday
Yeah.
in that sense with the bank. You don't just scroll and somehow
Yeah.
gather mysterious money.
So-
You've got to
So
carry
where
the
do I
bag.
complain about over responding?
I
Oh.
swear down.
oh,
Batman, if that happens, I will pull out the 50
Ironically, about that, I'm going to be posting that as a suggestion because that's the one big thing GTA
As a suggestion.
No, it needs to be a suggestion because the fact is that it's a reoccurring problem from there, and ironically, I don't want that problem to be here for either it being either border force, police, you name it.
What is the problem?
Charlie,
This is the problem. I see it's a fucking headache.
Alright,
Yeah,
Maverick,
Charlie,
Maverick,
no.
Maverick.
No,
if,
I know,
if
I'm
one
gonna-
guy with a MX initiates on border force, and then 10 more border force members come along, are you fine with that?
Yeah.
Because the guy's in. Yep, there we go, Charlie. Overresponse is not an issue. Thank you.
It was never an
The,
issue.
the complaint
Wait,
is
It's a fucking gang
let me-
count.
let me
all right. The
just
complaint,
understand this.
yeah, the complaint is Maverick.
Yeah.
Literally on GTA, rebels bitch and whine if they start a fight with the police and too many police come. Like if a gang of 4 people start a fight with the police and fucking 8 cops come, they cry and try to get everyone into a dispute meeting
but if
saying,
you
"Oh, you're
choose
too."
But the police act as one unit. They're a force. They act as an entity collectively So if you kill one, you should expect the others to come to the rescue of that person.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
In real life,
that's my argument.
In real life, a police officer has a panic button. If he presses that button, all the officers in the area will respond to his.
Yeah,
assistance.
exactly.
They don't go, hang on a minute, just getting a burger.
Well,
Except for me.
I can understand with.
Well, McDonald's is only a couple
I'm
channels
going to
away.
get hatred one in this bit, and I'm going to say this anyway. I do agree with that, and yeah, which means Avian, you're not going to get a headache on here. Which
Great,
makes...
problem solved.
But at the same time,
Charlie, you are the king at the
Problem
moment.
solved, Charlie.
Remember,
Right,
people are
Charlie,
going to be
leave it.
dispatched all over the map.
Good, Charlie.
So
What-
you're not
what,
going to have the
Charlie?
whole
no,
police
what I'm going to
force.
try to say is, it's all great sending every single person as an entity, but there should be a consensus where there should be a balance, really, where there should be.
Yes, they should, but if 6 people attack the bank and there's only one officer responding, the balance is against the cop. So it's in the cop's best interest to prepare and plan before they initiate to take down, say for example, the bank robbers, to not go on their own and be an idiot and say I'm going to do this by myself. So I would argue that yes, you could argue it's unfair, but in real life, you have to sort of think about if a police officer dies. People say, oh, if a police officer dies, can he come back? The bank's quite far away on our server, so you're not going to have a lot of cops coming back. You can only have a certain amount of spawns at certain places anyway. But with the bank, if a cop dies and other cops come, I mean that's what I would expect naturally to happen. If you rob it with 10 people and there's only 4 cops, let's say there's 5 cops online. Okay, you can't rob the bank if there's 5 cops, let's just say, and there's 12 of you in a group. That's not fair against the cops. So should everybody robbing the bank sort of say, hang on a minute, we'll just wait for more cops to come online to balance it out, and then we'll rob it? I mean, you wouldn't, would you? That would be my argument.
Not to mention, like...
GTA say that, please. Please.
Yeah.
Not to mention, unlike GTA, where if we lose the bank, it's just whatever.
Because when these problems arise, it's me who has to deal with them. It's a pain in the neck.
Yeah, that's why I send them to you, Avian.
I feel, and if it's not Avian has to deal with it, they go to me about it.
I just don't understand the logic behind that. The logic is... I just don't understand that. I just don't understand what you just said.
My
if you can only
argument
have
is,
one
you
cop,
start a fight
other
with the
cops
police,
can't come.
you're
what's
going to
that?
get a load of police show up.
Yeah.
It's like,
It just sounds like kids.
it's like I had an
the way you
incident the other
describe it
day.
is, I fought cops, I got slapped, wow, I didn't have a fair chance. What are you going to do next time?
Well, at least...
You're gonna fight cops?
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
Oh,
Akarashi, can I just point out, I actually can't get back in cops now because I actually filled in the wrong fucking application form. A week I've been waiting, and I had filled in the wrong fucking application form.
Oh.
Well, you're spastic.
If I was the head of the police on I said Pakistan then, on Tanoa. If I was head of the police and one of the police officers said to me, I'm not going to respond to one of our officers who are in danger, I'd have a bit of a concern with that. Or if people were trying to deter that. So I would argue that yes, if one cop is in danger, the rest of them absolutely should respond to his...
Yeah,
Unfortunately, on GTA, if the fucking cops over-respond, regardless of police management, the admins get involved on GTA and have a go at us, going, "You're over-responding. We're going to have to put this in as a rule."
Then the argument is the civilians should have prepared better, shouldn't they?
Yeah. Well,
But I mean, as I was saying, like,
Buy a PMC as a Civ.
regardless of like, you know, the bank on GTA, if they win that, you can just be like, oh, okay, whatever, with over-responding. But if it's on this, if they win the bank, everybody gets fucked over. So we shouldn't be giving a fuck about over-responding for the bank on
in that
this.
case, then it's a case of sending every single person.
I mean, you'll cripple the economy if you don't respond.
No. Here's how bitchy GTA is currently. I had 2 gangs attack the bank, so that's 16 people. I'm okay maximum within regulations of GTA. 32 cops responded. 8 cops responded, and 2 came half an hour later. 2 of them wiped out a gang of 8 guys. And they cried about it.
What do you mean regulation where you restrict? So they restrict the amount of cops
Yeah,
to respond?
we're restricted as a 2-to-1 ratio, basically.
Yeah.
Really?
We can...
Yep.
So immediately you've a massive disadvantage, which is quite retarded.
Oh, well, we wear bright yellow high-vis uniforms as well, so
Yeah,
they're
basically
dug
saying,
in
"Shoot
with
me."
weapons and we stand out a mile away.
Well, I'll tell you something. If
I'm
one
actually glad
person,
I
if
don't
one
play
person
then,
robs the bank on the server, 20 cops can respond.
To be honest,
Whoa. Border Force as well. Come on.
Robs,
Yeah, well, actually,
We have to get called in,
the
don't
Border
we?
Force will respond to a certain extent. However, what I will say is
won't be
this:
breaching.
the Border Force, the Border Force won't be breaching. If there is a shortage of, say, cops on the server for whatever reason, and there is an overwhelming amount of Border Force, there may be situations where we're sort of relaxed about them assisting each other on things they wouldn't normally do. You've got to have a bit of flexibility around that. However, the